Hey guys, so before we get really into our algebra stuff, I figure we need to do a little bit of review, especially since it's been a while since we've been in school. So I typically like to start with integer operations. So we're going to start with today's video on adding integers. Okay, so objectives for today, I can define integer and then I can add integers. So what is an integer? An integer is a positive or negative whole number. Okay, or another way to say that is a whole number and its opposite. Okay, so like 2, -2. Those are opposites. Okay, you can also call them additive inverses or other words like that. Okay, so an integer is any positive or negative whole number. Okay, numbers that are the same distance from 0 on a number line, but in opposite directions, we call them opposites. Okay, so going back to that 2 and -2. A number's distance from 0 on a number line is called its absolute value. Okay, absolute value is always positive. Okay, if you think about distance, okay, I'm a cross country coach and a track coach. Do I tell my kids to go run -200 meters? No, we always say distance is positive. They're going to go run 200 meters. Okay, they're not going to run -5 miles. They're going to run 5 miles. Okay, so absolute value is always positive. Okay, so just real quick, some absolute value review. We write absolute value with bars on either side of the expression. Okay, like this right here in the blue. Okay, so the absolute value of -2, we're looking for the distance from 0. So how far away is -2 from 0? Well, it's just 2 spaces away from 0. So my absolute value of -2 is +2. Okay, so please pause the video and try these problems real quick. Okay, so number 1, the absolute value of -16, just 16. Okay, I'm 16 spaces away. Okay, the absolute value of 4, I'm 4 spaces away. And number 3 is slightly different. Okay, number 3, I need to act like the absolute values are parentheses. So I deal with what's inside first. Okay, so -8 plus 3 gives me -5. Okay, I leave it inside the absolute value because I haven't done anything with absolute value. Okay, so now absolute value of -5. How many spaces away from 0 are we? Well, we're just 5. So again, absolute value, treat it like parentheses. Okay, then make it positive at the end. Okay, so now let's move on to adding integers. So how do we add these integers? Okay, there's really just 2 rules right here. These are important. Okay, if the signs are the same, we just add them. Okay, so if I have both integers are positive, my answer is positive. Okay, and then if both integers are negative, my answer is negative. Okay, super easy. Signs are the same, just add them and keep the sign. Okay, so let's do a couple real quick right here. -9 plus -3. Oh, look, my signs are the same, so I'm just going to add. 9 plus 3 is 12, and they're both negative, so I make it -12. Okay, my second one, oh, signs are the same, so I'm just going to add. 5 plus 2 is 7. They're both positive, so I keep it +7. Okay, pause the video, try these problems very quickly. Okay, number 1, notice signs are the same. -12 plus -4. I'm just going to add 12 plus 4 is 16. Since they're both negative, my answer is -16. Okay, same thing over here. I'm just going to add them. Okay, 6 plus 23 is 29, but they're both negative, so -29. Okay, so that's what happens if the signs are the same. What happens if the signs are different? Okay, if the signs are different, all you got to do is subtract. Okay, so whatever the bigger number is, that's what the answer is. Okay, so if the bigger number is positive, my answer is positive. If the bigger number is negative, my answer is negative. Okay, pretty straightforward. Signs are different. Whatever the bigger number is, that's the sign you get. Okay, and you just subtract the 2 numbers. Okay, so let's talk about these 2 problems very quickly. Okay, number 1, a -14 plus 5. Before I like to even do these, I like to think to myself, okay, is my answer going to be positive or negative? Well, which one's bigger? 14's bigger. So 14 is negative, so my answer is going to be negative. Okay, so I know my answer is negative. So if signs are different, I just subtract. That's 14 minus 5. 14 minus 5 is 9. So negative 14 plus 5 is negative 9. Okay, if I look at the second problem, 6 plus negative 8, again, is it going to be positive or negative? Well, here's my bigger number. The bigger number is negative, so my answer is going to be negative. Okay, so I'm just putting a negative down just to remind myself. Okay, different signs, so I'm just going to subtract. What's 8 minus 6? 8 minus 6 is 2, so 6 plus negative 8 is negative 2. Okay, so a little handy chart here. Positive plus a positive makes a bigger positive. Negative plus a negative makes a bigger negative. Okay, so then if I have different signs, if I'm adding a bigger positive with a small negative, I'm still going to get a positive answer. It's just going to be smaller than what I started with. Okay, and if I have a small positive plus a big negative, I'm going to end up with a smaller negative than what I started with. Okay, so pause the video. I have 5 problems here for you to try. Okay, number 1, which one's bigger? Okay, so first things first, are the signs same or different? Okay, signs are different here, so I go to the bigger one. That's the sign my answer is. Okay, so I know it's going to be negative. Since they're different, we just subtract. 17 minus 8 is 9. So negative 17 plus 8 is negative 9. Okay, number 2, signs are different. Which one's bigger? 12 is bigger. 12 is positive, so my answer is going to stay positive. So 12 minus 6 is plain old 6. So 12 plus a negative 6 is still going to be a plain old 6. Okay, number 3. Ooh, signs are the same. So all we need to do is add. 5 plus 10 is 15. Check your signs. They're both negative, so my answer is negative. Okay, number 4. Oh, signs are the same. We just add. 23 plus 8, 31. Okay, and number 5. Oh, signs are the same. We just add. It's 4 plus 7. 4 plus 7 is 11. Check the signs. They're both negative, so my answer is negative. That's all there is to it. Okay, homework's so pretty short, pretty sweet lesson. Okay, when you come to class, again, as this is a flipped room this year, you will do this assignment in class tomorrow. Be prepared though, because we're not spending any time going back through the lesson. Okay, so come prepared with questions tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.